The society of Russia. Let us now understand the economy and the society of Russia. Similar to the Indian lines, when it is compared, 85% of the basic Russians depend on agriculture. The main occupation or the livelihood for most of the people in Russia is agriculture. When it is compared to percentage of people depending on agriculture with respect to other countries in any of the European states, let's for example take France or Germany. In France we have only 40% of people depending on agriculture. When it comes to Germany, we have 50% of people, but the percentage of people in Russia depend on agriculture is really very high. It is 85%, which means almost completely they are depending on agriculture, which is the highest in any of the European states, which means this is a completely agricultural country. Now, what did they produce? They produced grains in order to meet the market requirements and also to accomplish their needs. So they always try to produce as per the requirement of the market and also to satisfy their own needs. And there are industries very few, except in very corner regions or in very well advanced cities. You don't find industries much here. So that would also be another major reason why so high percentage of people are depending on agriculture. So let us find out where the industries are located. Now, the St. Petersburg and Moscow were the two important spots where the actual industries are located in Russia. Moving on further, many industries have come up by 1890s. The railway network got extended wide across Russia, and the flowing of the foreign investments towards Russia also created a path for the establishment of many industries in Russia. At the same time, the industrial production also has gone up. The production of coal has become double the production of its basic level, and then the production of iron has become 3 times triple, and then the production of steel, it became 4 times, that is, it got quadrupled. Means coal became double, steel became quadrupled. When it comes to iron, it became tripled. So the production also went very high. Initially, we used to have more number of craftsmen working in the factories and in the industries, but by 1900s, the number of workers became equal to the number of craftsmen working in the factories, and later most of the industries are private industries, except the industries are very large. The very large industries are run by government, and we also have government inspectors to check the hours of work of the employees who are working. The working hours were being restricted by the government laws, but the inspectors could not check or could not control the factories when they were making the workers to work for long hours. The average working span was 10 to 12 hours, and in sometimes it was up to 15 hours, and the accommodation is provided in the rooms in some areas. In some areas it was wide open, and it was given in the dormitories also. So the accommodation conditions were also not suitable or appropriate as per the requirement, and the working conditions, the workers are forced to work for long hours, though there was a check from the government official, but they could not control it, or they could not see the breaking up of the laws to the appropriate mark. The workers were divided basing on the skill, and when they moved from the villages to the towns and settled, these people were having trained, or they have been working for long years as metal workers. So these metals workers started to feel that they are the aristocratic family members in the workers community. They started to feel that they are above than all the other workers. What made them to feel so special when compared to the other workers? The answer for this is they need a skill, a special training to work with the metals. So that made a differentiation point between the regular workers and the metal workers. That is the reason why these people started to consider themselves as special people and or elevated people when compared to the other working people. And most of the working community consisted of women. Women accounted for 30% and they used to get only half of the payment given to the men. And the differences in the workers can be clearly visible on their dressing style and also their associations. Some of the worker groups also formed certain associations and helped during the time of hardships, financial crisis or any kind of strikes. Though all the workers are divided, are having different unions, when it comes to the strike, when it comes to stop of the work, all of them became united and stopped the work. And in this way, though the workers are divided, but they are united when it comes to the problems against the management. This brought the unity of the workers, and this was a frequent phenomena which happens regularly from 1896 to 97 in the industries and factories of Russia. It's not only in other factories but also in the metal factories from 1902. So it shows clearly that the workers even in Russia are also facing problems. The workers are also united against the management's policies. They, if necessary, stopped work to pressurize the management to agree to their demands. Now, the peasants used to work on the lands to cultivate the lands. These lands are owned by nobility, the crown and the Orthodox Church, which is similar to the lines of the France. But the differentiating point between the Russians and the France society is the nobles are widely accepted in France, where the people fought for in the favor of the nobles against the government or the kingship. But here the nobles did not have any local acceptance. They were just getting the lands which for their services towards the Tsar. So locally they are very unpopular and not liked by the peasants. So most of the times peasants hated the nobles. They want the lands of the nobles for them. They denied to pay any kind of taxes. Sometimes they went to an extreme level by murdering them also. This kind of incidents are quite common from 1902 to 1905 and later. The other significant feature of Russia is the Russian people, the Russian peasants actually pulled the land on a large scale, and the commune, the group of people of the society, divides the land as per the individual's requirement. So they do not divide according to the strong taking more lands or the weak taking very less land. As per the requirement of the family or as per the requirement of a particular individual, how much land does he can cultivate, how much he requires. Basing on that, they used to divide the lands. That is a significant point or a different point when compared to the French society in Russia. So peasants used to work on the lands of the nobles, crown lands and also the church lands. Nobles are the people who are widely accepted in France, but the nobility in Russia is actually the lands which are given to nobles are given by Tsar for his services. So they do not have any local acceptance in Russia. So these people hated the Tsars and also hated the nobles who are appointed by the Tsars or the lands given by the Tsar to the nobles. The people actually want this land under their names. They want to cultivate these lands and earn profits from this. Though they denied to pay taxes, they murdered the people, they never grabbed the lands as if and however they want. They all pooled the land together and later they redivided the lands according to the individual's requirements. That is a very special point from the Russian society.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.